if you want to take a flight to space with Jeff Bezos, you can do it for $28 million. Is it even worth it, by the way, to $28 million?
You know, I can when we get to that story, I'll tell you what they're going to do. It's interesting. For someone, it definitely is worth $28 million if you're a billionaire.
Here's a question: if you're worth $1 billion, would you spend 2.8% of your wealth to go to space?
If I loved,
you would.
If I loved it that much,
if you're a space enthusiast,
but I'm asking you though. Would you? Do you have any desire to go to space? Any desire?
I'm down. Listen. When you're that wealthy, when you're in the billionaire club, it's all about clout.
But what I'm asking you is at what, because to me it's all a percentage conversation. That's all it is. What percentage of your wealth are you willing to spend to go into space? What percentage?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm asking?
I'll answer you.
Like meaning, if you're $280 million cash, would you spend 10% of it? If you're $1 billion, would you spend 2.8% of it? At what percentage are you willing to say, I'll go on it?
10%.
Okay, so at 280, you would say yes to it.
I'd say, yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting. How about you, Kai?
That's a gambling number.
I don't even know if I'd want to go to space.
Okay, so that's the question, whether you'd want to go or not. How about you?
I have no desire to go into space at all. But if somebody said, hey, would you want to take a private jet and go to the NBA Finals, the World Series, the Olympics, the Super Bowl in 1 year, I'd do 10%.
Folks,
would you not go to space? What would you spend?
Let me ask you a question, folks. You're listening to this. You're worth $1 billion. Matter of fact, forget about, you're worth $1 billion. Would you spend 28% of your wealth to go into space? Thumbs up if you would. Thumbs down if there's no way in the world you could care less about going into space. Right now we're at 60-0. Let's see what the ratios are going to be.
Let me tell you why it's a big deal.
Tell me.
Because you know when you enter that billionaire class, it's all about clout. I got the richest this, I got the biggest boat, I got the fastest car, I got the Ducati, whatever it is that you are chasing with the clout chasingness.
Yeah.
Now you're going to freaking space, bro?
Yeah.
What?
Or you could say,
was that even a thing ever on anyone's mind?
Yeah.
Now you get to go to space? Even if it's for 11
overrated.
minutes, apparently?
It's overrated?
Space is overrated.
I think it's 11 minutes. You know what? Are we talking about this story right
Walking
now? Or
on
are we
the
holding
moon.
it?
Let's go into it right now.
Here's the deal. You also could be the only billionaire to die when your parachute doesn't open. There's a 1% chance they're going to die.
Man up, Tom Zenner. Man up.
Please.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? It's
cheese and rice, Tom.
If we're on this topic, wouldn't it be interesting to know who the guy is? They haven't figured it out yet. They haven't announced it yet. So $28 million he bid in this auction. I say it's Richard Branson. Would that be the ultimate publicity stunt ever? He hops on board Bezos's ship and just steals all the thunder.
There's only one bigger publicity stunt. If it's Elon Musk that did it, boom, we got roommates going on.
That would be hilarious.
You think you're beating me to space? Because that's the whole thing.
Hilarious.
Bezos is meeting Musk in space. Next thing you know, Elon shows up with his bags.
You like speed?
I think I would be very curious to do it. Kids are under 10. I'd probably do it if they were above. If the youngest was above 14, they had plenty of the dad they need, I would probably do it. No, that's probably how I would process it.
Oh, you're factoring risk and God forbid.
I'm factoring in the value of a father figure in a kid's life. After 14, if I die, they got plenty out of me. If they screw up after that's on them.
Why 14?
I think that's a good age.
That's
I think up to that age, at that point, you're not listening to your parents anyways. You're gonna do whatever the hell you want to do. So if I've taught you whatever I taught you till 14, you want to do whatever you want to do. If it didn't work, you know what, my teaching sucks. I'll move on.
Think about it, Pat. They have hundreds of hours of your videos to absorb you the rest of their life anyway. You know, but Bezos was brilliant how he did this because this capsule is cool. 2/3 of it is windows, right? So it's all set up for future tourism in space.
2/3 of it's windows.
So that's the whole idea.
I like
that. So what they're going to do is they're going to go straight up. They're going to hit a speed of 2,300 miles an hour, which is 3 times the speed of sound.
I like that.
Okay, so it burns off all the fuel. It can't go any higher. So I think it's about 64 miles up in the air. That's where you kind of enter this space area. So then they're going to be weightless. Then they take off the seatbelt. They can float around for about 2 minutes, and then they can take their pictures, and they're going to look throughout the windows. They're going to see Earth. They're going to see the round Earth in the background, and then they come down, and then they're thrown out with parachutes. That's how they're getting down, and they're going to land in the West Texas desert. 20 miles an hour is what they'll be hitting the ground at about with these parachutes. So, you know, they've done it many, many times without humans. So this is the first time. And by the way, NASA has calculated when you go into space, there's a 1% chance you die based on how many space flights we've had and how many people have died in space. So it's a lot riskier than going up in a plane. It's a total ego boost for whoever is doing this. It would be cool, I guess, if you do survive. I don't need thrills. I'm not that guy that's looking to, go into space and come on back down. I think there's plenty of things to do on Earth.
1% is not bad. If it's 1%, I may actually do it today if it was a 1% chance.
1%.
I would do it. I would do it if it's 1%. $28 million bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely something on you. Can you imagine you go for a job interview? So what can you put us? You have only one thing you've done in your life.
Tell us about the last year of your life.
Forget Haagen-Dazs. I know it's impressive. Forget Burger King. Forget about the fact that I was at Morgan Stanley military Bally's.
Sorry.
I went to space with Jeff Bezos.
Hey, here's the question we should have asked
Drop
you
the
last
mic.
Hire
Pat, if this was
Customer
last
service,
month,
head of customer service.
that's why you didn't do the podcast last week, because we would have said house, space. Which one are you picking?
I chose the house.
Good call.
As of last week, I chose
Congratulations.
the house. Hey,
by the
appreciate
way.
you,
I know
buddy.
that you
Yes.
announced that.
I'm excited about it.
For someone that is not interested in doing space whatsoever and isn't interested in the thrills, Tom Zenner certainly knows every freaking detail of what's going on with this space.
I think deep down inside he wants to go.
Yeah.
But I think he's also looking at, he's got kids, and he wants to see what Dash is
Shonda
going to be
wouldn't
up
sign
to.
the permission slip. I want to go to space. Shonda, sorry, honey.
You can't go.
We're not signing.
Don't
no.
give-
gonna
don't
do it.
give her too much power.
You have to do dishes this weekend, Tom.
Don't
Give
act
her
like
too
that
much
dish duty, dog.
5'2" dictator has that much power. She actually.
She's actually very, very powerful.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
You
put
want
her
to
at
retract that statement, or because she's going to hear this?
5'3",
Next thing you know.
5'3",
Look at that.
5'3".
He's acting all
No.
tough.
She said she's not done growing. She's almost 5.
She's not done growing.
She's holding out hope.
So here's the next question.
Yeah.
Because obviously you said 1% risk. Jeff Bezos is going to space with his brother and whoever this $28 million winner of the auction is. Respect. I don't know who it is. They haven't announced it yet. Obviously, the 99% chance that everything will be okay. Let's talk about that 1% chance. How much life insurance do you think Jeff Bezos has? How much estate planning do you think he's done? Do you think he's got $1 billion of life insurance?
No.
Can you even get that much?
The reason why I know he doesn't have $1 billion of insurance is because the record of the biggest policy sold was $210 million, some number like that went to Guinness. So, but no one knows who the 210 was. Some say speculated was Bill Gates. Some say was one of those Buffett or Bill Gates. So I know he doesn't have $1 billion of insurance. But at this point of the game, insurance at that level, you're worth a couple $100 billion.
Yeah, his insurance is he still owns Amazon.
His insurance is a
keeps
lobbyist.
paying. Yeah.
His insurance is working with DC. His insurance is Washington Post. That's his insurance policy to make sure the estate taxes don't go against him, et cetera, et cetera. That's his insurance policy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at this table, you're not going.
I'm going.
You would go.
I'm in.
I would go. Kai's not going. So you guys would run the podcast. We'd be out there hanging out with Jeff. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
Good
Who knows?
photos.
$56 million budget. We could raise that kind of money.
I
See
got
what
an
we could do.
idea. Speaking of that 99%, 1%, I'll put down 1% down payment. You take care of the rest of the 99% of the $28 million.
Your level of genius is on a whole different level.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
I feel like we can meet halfway there, or 99% of the
You're
way.
semi-genius. I don't care what anybody says about you in the comment section. You're genius.
Well,
to
here's
me.
the problem. He gets 10% of the parachute, right?
Yeah, what I would do is
1%.
we would do the 1%,
1%.
99, but you get to sit outside. So you get like the view from the outside. It's even better. We're going 2,500 miles an hour. Can you imagine the whole, what do you call it, when the lips come back, we see.
That's like when we were going to
and
fly
it's,
private the other
we lost
day.
Adam. There's a parachute in space, but doesn't mean in space there's no gravity. So it just keeps going and going and going. And all of a sudden you run into a land in a place where it's like Earth, and aliens fall in love with you, and Adam becomes the king, the ruler
King
of
alien.
that planet.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay?
And he
King
has-
Sauce.
Yep, and he has 90 kids.
King Sauce. New nickname. No more soy boy. King Sauce
I don't
breaks
know.
the
The soy
Indian
boy community
record.
might get upset.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.